Hey guys, this is Nate with BleepinJeep. Today we are going to build a hybrid transfer case out of a NP231 and a NP233. So the real question is, why would we want to go through all that trouble to build a hybrid transfer case? This is out of a S10. My buddy Dan's S10 here. We're trying to build a truggy. And hi Dan. So this is my old NP231. What is sought after on this versus what he has is going to be, we have fixed yokes front and rear. Much better for high driveline angles and whatnot. And since his was actually IFS, it's kind of got a weird output here, and then he has a slip yoke rear. So why don't we just bolt the NP231 right in? Well, this is a 6-bolt flange, and his is a 5-bolt flange. So originally we were talking about maybe just trying to, move the input from one to the other, because this is a 23 input, his is a 27 spline input. But once we kind of started looking around on these, we realized we think we can build a hybrid case. So I think what we're going to do is use the front half of his and then basically use the rear half and front output of mine. So we're going to tear into these cases right now and show you how to make that happen. So you got to start by removing the yokes and the rear tail housings on both units. Oh, you got it. Nice.
You have a snap ring holding it in the end, don't you?
I don't think so.
No, it's just.
I think it just slides right off. You just kind of got to work it off there.
There we go.
There we go. So we pulled the snap ring off in order to get this collar off, and now we're going to be able to pull the, oh, there's one more snap ring, and then we're going to pull this is the oil pump. So once we pull this last snap ring off, the oil pump comes out. So down in here, I believe this is where the pickup is for this pump, and it actually kind of like goes in, if I remember correctly, it goes into both sides. So we're going to crack the case open and try to pull this out to make it easier to pull this pump off. How many screwdrivers are we going to need? There we go. So the case is upside down now, just so you know what you're looking at. Did you flip that into his eye?
No, I just splashed off some ATM.
So here is our pickup that we were talking about. Here we go. We've got the pickup for the oil pump. And yeah, I know I've gotten this oil pump off before without having to crack the case, but either way, you got to crack it regardless. So now we got this case broke in half. We're going to be transferring a bulk of this from the internals over to this one so we can utilize the input. Anyway, next step is to break the rear case on this one. That came off way easier. Doesn't even look like there's silicone in there. Pressed together with hopes and dreams. Oh, there's a little string. Nice.
A little bit of dirt in the bottom. Not bad.
So there's a lot of things that are swappable between these two. And some of this was speculation. We just kind of got started to see what would fit. So this is the NP231. This is what was off of my Jeep. This is the 233. This is what was off of that S10. So This is for the speedometer on the 231, and this is for the speedometer on the 233. Ooh, get in there. Well, trust me, it does fit. It'll slide all the way back in there into the same slot. So with some modifications of the housing, we think that we'll be able to use the speedo for the S10 Blazer if we just get that sensor lined up on there correctly. So that'll be sweet. So now we're going to start by we're going to knock this section out, and then this whole shaft will come out, and then we can just start basically transferring stuff from one case to the other case. So we pulled the seal from this front output and saw there's a little snap ring in here, so that's something that's noteworthy. I imagine that once we pull this yoke off, it'll probably be similar situation. So we're going to remove this seal, and then we'll start removing the guts. So now we just pull all the guts out. Go ahead, Dan. There we go. And that stuff is no longer of use to us. There we go. Removing the front output from the 231 so we can swap it over. Now the real question is there a hidden snap ring? Or is it just held on by the... There we go.
Yeah. One thing before you shove it in, though. Well, it should be the same. We should count the slides on
So
that.
we just pulled everything out of the 231, and now we are putting it into the 233.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Be on there, but it's there.
So we got RTV on one side. We've installed our pump. We've installed all the guts and goodies. We put our magnet in there. Everything's cleaned up. So now we're ready to mate the two surfaces together. Carefully. Ooh, carefully. We have everything mated up. Now we're throwing in our bolts, and then we're going to bolt on the tail housing. So now we're going to put the speed sensor from the S10, and we're going to slide it onto this underneath the tail housing, and then we're going to try to figure out a way later to adapt the speed sensor for this ring. Dan makes toner rings move.
Oh, he's back.
So now we're adding the slip yoke eliminator off of my old T case onto the back portion of his case, and everything should fit up. It's all been just theoretical until now. There we go. Let's bolt it up. So here's the speed sensor pickup for the S10, and as you can see, it's definitely not the same as the TJ. So he's probably going to end up making a block-off plate for this, and I don't know, maybe he'll tap the other side of the housing. Who knows what he'll end up coming up with, but the other option is just to block it off and not have a speedo. I mean, it's a S10 on 40s. It's not like he's really going to be rocking on the street much anyway. And the success. So you can see both front and rear inputs turning. So this is, what is this, high? Man, that spins free. That's nice. And he's going to, instead of putting that electric crap back on here, he's going to probably make some sort of an arm and then do like a cable shifter or something. But that's pretty much it. Now the only thing left is he's going to get a new front seal and install this yoke tomorrow. And that's going to be all it needs. Thanks for watching. If you learned anything from videos like this from us, please give us a like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. Support us on Patreon. Thanks again.